like, people don't understand how much of an outlet one thing can be until it's taken away from you and you have no way to get your feelings out.
Hi, it's Kim, and you're listening to Clear Your Mind. In today's episode, we have a special guest.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I'm a senior at Attleboro High School, and I'm on the track and cross country team. In this episode, we're going to talk about the effects COVID had on me at the end of my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, because it's a pretty crazy story, so
It's a long
tune in.
one.
Okay, so first, Taylor, can you give us a little bit of what you were doing before, especially during like COVID, when it first hit?
All right, so when COVID hit, I was in 8th grade, and I always loved working out. I played softball all year round. I played basketball during the winter. So when COVID hit, I felt sort of lost because I couldn't hang out with my friends, let alone do what I love doing, which is sports. So I started running, and I used running as an outlet because it got me out of the house. It made me happy, and I always looked forward to running every single day. I also started biking, which I could do with my friends, but it just wasn't the same as running.
Yeah, so like you said, you did cross country and track, and then you also did softball your freshman year.
Yeah,
right?
so freshman year, I started off doing cross country, and the group of girls was really, they were all super nice, super friendly, very approachable. They helped me get acclimated to high school, and they gave me a good, solid group of kids. And freshman year was interesting because they had fall, winter, and spring, but they also had fall too, which winter track fell under. So I also was able to compete in winter track, but I also did basketball my freshman year. And that gave me an opportunity to see sort of what track was like, and it was more of just like a distance team. And you had sprinters and throwers, which I really liked because it was just like one big happy family. So I did basketball, which was fun. It was kind of hard with masks. Same thing with softball. But then at the end of freshman year, I decided that I wanted to quit basketball and softball and just focus on running. And so I did that. And at the beginning of sophomore year, I was dealing with hip pain, and I had no confidence in myself, which was hard to do as a runner because it's such an individual sport as much as it's a team sport. So at the end of fall season and all of winter and the beginning of spring, I worked on getting stronger hips and being confident in myself racing wise. And there was one meet, it was over April break. I remember it vividly. It was probably one of my proudest races. It was the tri-meet against North Attleboro and Fian. And it was such a gross day out. It was raining, it was cold, it was windy. It was a gray day. And I went to one of my friends, Lee, and I was like, I don't want to race. Like, it's going to be awful. And he told me, just get out there and do it. Just have fun. And that's what I did, and I ended up doing really well. I PR'd by 20 seconds about, and that just sparked confidence in me. I was PRing now like back to back to back, which was amazing. I was super excited for Hawks. I really wanted to place top 8 because I thought I could. I had the confidence to, and I knew I was going to not go out without a fight. And the Thursday before Hawks, I got COVID. I tested myself just because I was like, I had a headache and I had a feeling. And then I ended up having COVID, and the day after that, I felt terrible. I was on one side of my bed, and I was moving to the other side of my bed, and I would be out of breath, which was not ideal as a runner. But that wasn't stopping me. I was in quarantine when Hawks happened, and that was really upsetting towards me. But I was excited for junior year cross-country season, and because junior year is one of the most important years. You have 2 years on the freshmen and sophomores, and seniors are only a grade above you. So I felt unstoppable. The day I got out of quarantine, I went for a run, and I could not make it down my street, which is not that far. And I came back, and I was super disappointed in myself, and I was frustrated, and I was mad, and I didn't know what to do, but I I was just told, oh, just wait a week. It's just because you had COVID. I was still a little congested, so I gave myself grace. But after a month, it still wasn't getting better, and I was starting to get frustrated. I went to the doctors, and they put me on an inhaler, which we found out later that it just didn't work. And they sent me to a cardiologist to make sure nothing was wrong with my heart. Nothing was wrong with my heart. And they said, give it a couple months, it'll get better. So I waited a couple months, and nothing did get better. So I went back to my pediatrician, and they started sending me like all over the place to different doctors. If you name a doctor having to do with dealing with lungs or your heart or anything, I probably saw them.
Oh my God, that's crazy. And you were only a sophomore.
Yeah,
you just I don't want to say just kickstarted your running career, but you still had a whole another 2 years ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So summer training is very, very important because you sort of build on, you sort of build your gas tank, endurance wise. You do a lot of longer runs, and you're just worrying about training. You're not worrying about getting ready for a race or anything. And I just didn't have that at all. Junior year cross country, I didn't race at all. I might have raced a JV meet, but I don't even think so. But I wasn't racing where I wanted to be. Junior year winter track, I did a couple shorter JV races just because I wanted to do something. And then spring season, I only ran the mile, but it was nothing where I really wanted to be.
So basically, when you were because I'm sure you probably after a little while you attempted to run again and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
What would go through your head when you were maybe this time was going to be the time when I was going to be able to do it, but then you couldn't? What were you thinking? How did you feel?
So when I was going for runs, I was always going with them through hope, and I was like, this one's going to be the one. I'm going to get better. I'm going to feel good. And if I was feeling good, I would run 3 miles, and I would be so happy. I knew I was like, this is, you know what? I'm coming back. Everybody watch out. I'm getting back into running. But basically what would happen is I'd run 3 miles, and the next day I wouldn't even be able to do a quarter of a mile because my body was just so exhausted and overworked from putting in so much effort doing the 3 miles. So I was kind of like a saw. I would go up to 3, and then I would sort of plateau at a quarter of a mile, and then I could do 2.5, and then I would go back down. So I wasn't giving myself the appropriate running because I was just so excited to get back.
Yeah. So basically, let's go over all the doctors you have been to.
Oh, Jesus.
Try to put them in chronological order.
Okay. So first I went to the pediatrician, and then I went back again. They gave me an inhaler, sent me to the cardiologist. I got an ultrasound of my heart. Everything looked fine. I got an ultrasound and an EKG, and everything was normal. Everything was fine. And then I went to a lung doctor. I don't know the exact names of them. And they put me on an inhaler, and they had me breathe in and out into this machine so they could see my lung capacity and stuff like that. But I couldn't do the test correctly because I was overworking myself. I physically just couldn't breathe to do the test, so it wasn't working. And they were like, you know what? This is not working. We'll send you back another day. And when they sent me back, this was, I want to say, this was wintertime junior year. Basically, they numbed my nose. Well, first they did all the preliminary stuff. They took my heart rate and everything. And because I was a runner, I had a low heart rate. So they were they weren't concerned, but when they saw the number and then saw that I was dealing with lung problems, they were like, this is weird. They didn't know what was going on. And so they put me in a room. They numbed my nose with this spray stuff. I don't really know. And they put me on a treadmill at max incline, and they had me run as fast as I could. and it like kind of sucked, I'm not gonna lie. And then they sat me in a chair and stuck a camera up my nose and down my throat, and they were looking at my vocal cords because I thought I had vocal cord dysfunction, and we found out that I had exercise-induced laryngeal obstruction, which basically means instead of my airway opening up when I exercise, it closes, which is not ideal. It kind of felt like I was breathing out of a straw.
That's like kind of terrifying. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like imagine being an athlete who only runs and you can't even breathe. Like, like that just like, I feel like that just like takes away so much. Like not even from like, it takes away from like kind of like the whole purpose, but also like it just takes away from like, I don't know, like actually like doing it, especially because you love it so much. You love running so much. Like you're a run addict, and I honestly couldn't even imagine having something like insane like that, like taking away that like something you love the most, especially because of COVID. Like that's insane.
It got so bad I had to try shot put.
Oh yeah, shot put is where it's at.
It was good when I was given pizza, but
yeah.
But no, I'm sort of back into it. Cross country season was weird, just because that was my first time running again. But winter season was really good. I surprised myself my first meet, but I got sick 2 days before Hawks, so I really haven't had a Hawks back, like completely back until spring season, knock on wood.
Oh my God, that's right. You did get sick before Hawks.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Hey, last season, best season.
Hopefully.
So, as we're kind of on, like, talking about, like, now and stuff, obviously so we're coming to the end of our senior year. So, basically, you've already gone through cross country and winter track. So, now that spring track is still kind of in the beginning, how are you, like, feeling? Like, do you have any, like, goals? Do you have any fears? Like,
well, I'm sick. I'm worried about getting sick the day before Hawks again, because, you know, history tends to repeat itself with that. But I really want to place at Hawks. The 2 mile was loaded for winter track, so I'm a little nervous. And there are some really fast juniors and underclassmen, and seniors too. But I really just want to have a good spring season. I just want to be happy. I want to run, you know, get that sock tan, feel terrible in a good way after workouts. I don't know. There's really nothing, as terrible as it sounds, there's really nothing better than it.
I think everyone can relate to that. Like, oh my God, just like putting in all that work and effort and you're just so exhausted. But then like, I feel like once that like exhaustion kind of goes away, you like just feel good. Like, yeah. It's
so easy to fall asleep at night. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
There's no better feeling than like the first week of school when you're back into like the schedule of school, practice, work, and you go to bed at night and the second you hit the pillow, you fall asleep. There's no better feeling.
So what's your current PR in the 2 mile right now?
I don't know.
You don't know? What about, do you also do the mile? Do you still do
occasionally? The last time I did the mile was sophomore year. I got 6:12. I think I want to say it's like 13:46. Don't quote me. Don't look me up on athletic.net.
Well, besides that, do you have a goal time for this season?
I really want to get sub 13:30s. I know I'll be able to do it. It's more just of a matter when. Like, I didn't race this past meet because there was no one else in the 2 mile, so I got to chill out a little bit. Yeah. And I ran the 400 hurdles.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh. Who's going to tell me that?
I just did.
Oh. That's crazy. How did that go?
Well, I jumped over a hurdle like once, and they needed someone inside for winter, like at a relay meet, and I was like, I'll do it. It was definitely an experience.
Oh my God, no, I was there. I remember that.
And then I jumped over one on, I want to say Friday, and Miss Sawyer was just like, oh, you'd be good at it. They'll do it at the meet. And I was like, oh my God. And then I did it. And it was kind of fun because there was no pressure on me to like do anything.
Yeah.
But it was definitely experience. Those last couple of hurdles definitely hurt a lot. And my form was not the best.
So basically, as a recap, how are you feeling, like, physically? Like, your lungs feeling good and
yeah, my
whatever?
lungs are feeling great. I mean, there's definitely some days, especially when I get sick now, like, I can't breathe at all. And that's half because I'm congested and just half because I think it's still some of the side effects from COVID. But I feel perfectly fine. Like, right now I feel fine. Like, normally talking used to make me super out of breath, but like I'm doing great now.
Yeah. So basically it's like kind of like that feeling, especially when you get sick, that even though COVID was like that, you got COVID 2 years ago.
May 19th, 2022.
So basically almost 2 years ago.
Almost 2 years ago.
And, it still like kind of haunts you, I guess, right?
Yeah, so it's funny. My junior year, I actually got COVID again, and I still felt like out of breath, but I don't think it sent me back any further. It kind of just was like, oh, I got COVID again.
Yeah, getting COVID twice, crazy. But basically, yeah, I admire how much you like push through it. Like even in those times where like you just wanted to run and you just ran anyway, even though it would like put you out the next day. But I love you so much, Taylor.
Yeah. They told me they're like, oh, you'll be good in 6 months. And then 6 months will come and they'll be like, oh, just give it a couple more. So they said that for a year and a half.
There was always like that false hope.
Yeah.
Like always.
Because I just kept being told, oh, you'll be better. And then I wasn't. And then, oh, you'll be better. And it didn't work.
It's like a crazy cycle of like lies and denial.
Definitely not lies. The doctors that I worked with were really, really good. They sent me to PT too, which was really fun. I absolutely adored the person I worked with PT. Shout out Zeb, my best friend. I miss you so much. But that was mostly for my hip. But they made me run there a little bit. But it gave me something to look forward to because I was working out without actually running and stuff like that. I was doing more like leg strengthening and more stuff like that to help with injury prevention. So when I came back stronger. And that's, as much as my body like hurt from not being able to breathe, I never felt stronger.
So, do you have any tips for anyone who could be listening about what to do in like situations where they have like an injury or like anything that happens to them that might set them back in their like athletic career?
Don't give up on yourself because then your body will give up on you. If you keep a positive mentality and you surround yourself with people you love and people who care about you, it'll make the whole process so much easier. And if you ever feel like, because for me, running was my outlet, if you ever feel like super negatively about like yourself or you have super negative thoughts, talk to someone about it, because like people don't understand how much of an outlet one thing can be until it's taken away from you and you have no way to get your feelings out.
So basically that was what Taylor had to say about her experience with COVID and running. So yeah, stay tuned for next time and have a great day. Bye.